Ever wondered how to create your own authentic miso soup at home? Well, you're in the right place. Today we are stepping into the heart of Japanese cuisine to discover the mystique of miso soup. This beloved dish is more than just a bowl of soup. It's a tradition, a symbol of comfort, and a testament to the elegant simplicity of Japanese cuisine. So put on your chef's hat and prepare your taste buds. Get ready to unravel the secrets of miso soup. Unlocking the miso soup secret begins with understanding its key ingredients. Our first ingredient is none other than the star of the show, miso paste. This flavorful powerhouse is made from fermented soybeans and gives the soup its distinctive taste. Next up, we have dashi broth, a clear and savory liquid that forms the base of our soup. This traditional Japanese broth is typically made from kombu and bonito flakes, imparting a unique umami flavor. Now let's talk about tofu, a staple in many Japanese dishes. This brings a soft, silky texture to our soup, creating a delightful contrast to the rich broth. We then have wakame seaweed, which adds a hint of the sea and a slightly crunchy texture. Lastly, we've got green onions. These add a fresh, zesty kick, perfectly balancing the other flavors and adding a splash of color to our soup. With these ingredients in hand, you're ready to embark on your miso soup journey. One cannot think of miso soup without its soul, the dashi broth. Now, let's dive into the creation of this essential component. Dashi broth is the backbone of many Japanese dishes, and its unique flavor profile comes from two key ingredients: bonito flakes and kombu seaweed. Bonito flakes, also known as katsuobushi, are thin shavings of fermented smoked skipjack tuna. They bring a rich, smoky flavor to the broth, contributing to its umami depth. Kombu, on the other hand, is a type of kelp commonly found in the cold waters of the North Atlantic Ocean. It imparts a subtle sweetness that perfectly balances the smoky flavor from the bonito flakes. To make the dashi broth, start by soaking the kombu in water for about half an hour. This allows the seaweed to release its flavors gently. After soaking, bring the water to a simmer but never let it boil, as boiling can result in a bitter taste. Next, remove the kombu and add in the bonito flakes. Let the flakes steep in the hot water for a few minutes before straining the broth. What you're left with is a clear, flavorful broth that is both aromatic and tantalizing. Remember, the quality of your dashi broth can make or break your miso soup. It's worth taking the time to get it right, to ensure that every spoonful of your soup is a delightful explosion of flavors. With your dashi broth prepared, you've laid the foundation for your miso soup. Now that your dashi broth is ready, it's time to add the heart of the soup, the miso paste. Miso, a traditional Japanese seasoning, is made from fermented soybeans, salt, and a type of fungus known as koji. It's the ingredient that adds depth and richness to your soup, providing a unique umami flavor that's both savory and slightly sweet. But here's the trick. You can't just throw the miso paste into the pot willy-nilly. Oh no, there's a bit of a process involved to ensure you get the best out of your miso. First, you'll want to take a small portion of your dashi broth and mix it with your miso paste in a separate bowl. This step, known as tempering, is essential to prevent the miso from clumping when it hits the hot broth. You're aiming for a smooth, creamy consistency that will effortlessly blend into your soup. Once you've achieved this, you can slowly add your miso mixture back into the pot, stirring gently as you go. The miso paste should be fully dissolved, leaving no lumps or clumps in sight. This might seem like a bit of extra fuss, but trust me, it's worth it. The result is a beautifully smooth soup with a depth of flavor that's hard to beat. With the miso paste smoothly integrated, your soup is starting to come alive. Your miso soup is now well on its way to becoming a delightful bowl of warmth and comfort. The foundation and heart are in place. Now it's time for the final touches. The magic of miso soup is in the harmony of its ingredients. Each one adds a unique layer to the rich tapestry of flavors. Let's begin with tofu. Delicate, silky, and subtle, tofu is the unassuming hero of our soup. It's like a sponge absorbing the essence of our dashi broth and miso paste, transforming into little pockets of savory delight. Next, we introduce wakame seaweed. A staple in Japanese cuisine, wakame brings an oceanic depth to our miso soup. It's not just about flavor, though. When hydrated, wakame expands, adding a pleasant, slippery texture that contrasts beautifully with our soft tofu. Finally, we sprinkle in some green onions. These vibrant slivers of freshness are like little sparks of life in our soup. They cut through the rich umami flavor, bringing a delightful sharpness that tingles the taste buds. But it's not just about taste and texture. Each ingredient brings its own nutritional benefits. Tofu is a great source of protein. Wakame is packed with minerals, and green onions are rich in vitamins. So, with every sip, you're not just enjoying a delicious soup, you're nourishing your body too. As you stir in these final ingredients, take a moment to appreciate the beautiful dance of flavors, textures, and colors in your bowl. Truly, miso soup is a testament to the elegance and subtlety of Japanese cuisine. Congratulations! You've just made your own authentic miso soup. Let's take a moment to recap our miso soup adventure. We began with the unveiling of our star ingredients: miso paste, tofu, seaweed, and scallions. Then we delved into the creation of our dashi broth, the foundation of our miso soup. Remember, the quality of your dashi can make or break your soup, so take your time and choose your ingredients wisely. Next, we introduced our miso paste, the heart of the soup. We discussed how to pick the right miso and how to properly dissolve it in the broth to avoid clumps. And finally, we added our tofu, seaweed, and scallions, the final touches that elevate our miso soup from good to great. Remember, cooking miso soup is more than just following a recipe. It's about understanding and respecting the ingredients and the process. Now that you know the secrets of miso soup, it's time for you to enjoy it. Until next time, happy cooking.